Well, fans, as you know here at RWL, first-time encounters are always a big deal, but this one is definitely exceptional for the first time ever Cruiserweight Champion Gary Galaxy. Set to lock it up with Mr. Markamania himself, Mad Dog Mark McKay, as we close out the first hour tonight.
Mark McKay's been around a while. I thought it was time these two met.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next non-title match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle, along with Sylvia Strong and Gianni Bianco from Chesapeake, Virginia, weighing 198 pounds, the RWL Cruiserweight Champion, the prototype, Gary Galaxy.
Well, much like the old Sesame Street song, one of these things is not like the others. Gianni Bianco up there with Sylvia Strong and Gary Galaxy, the Cruiserweight Champion. Sylvia Strong, I would imagine, bringing GB out there for some good luck in this first-time encounter between Gary Galaxy and Mad Dog Mark McKay.
That's kinda sweet though. But you're not kidding. It sure is weird seeing GB out there, when he's usually in here. But hey, they're a couple, he and Sylvia, so why not? After all, this isn't Snarl, and he's not tied to the booth. Okay, so, Gary's been on a hot streak, but he's never met up with Mad Dog McKay before, so there's no way of knowing, especially when McKay has a knack for pulling off unlikely upsets. I think you outdid yourself tonight with this one, Myron Honey.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Christy. I thought it was it might very well be the best match of the night.
It certainly is, Myron, a match of some significant interest, particularly to most RWL fans.
His opponent, along with Miss Morse X, from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds. Here's Mad Dog Mark McKay.
Well, sir, this gentleman and his valet have made quite an impact. In his time here in RWL, he debuted here on Rage months ago, and ever since he has been getting a lot of attention, particularly with the feud involving Ballarat Jack Jones of the United Kingdom, sidelining Ballarat Jack for quite some time until they collided again in a hardcore match, a no-rules matchup, which Ballarat Jack won. But Mad Dog Mark McKay certainly back on the scene and understands fully the potential involved in this matchup if he could get a 3-count pinfall or a submission over the RWL Cruiserweight Champion. That would give him a great deal of credence with the front office, and at some point in the future we could see Mad Dog Mark McKay competing for championship gold around here. And so Mr. Markamania Mad Dog Mark McKay facing the RWL Cruiserweight Champion for the first time ever. This is going to be exciting. And here we go. Referee Walt Rothburn sounds the bell. Here we go. They lock up collar and elbow. Gary sets it up. Whoa. Nice suplex. Follows it up with a running chop on Mad Dog Mark McKay. An overhand right to the head. A second one. Whoa, man, he is just stunned silly. Elbows to the midsection from McKay. Suddenly out of his reverie. Locks up with Gary Galaxy. Whips him over the top rope and onto the... Whoa. A hard shot trying to knock him off the apron. Finally succeeds in doing it with a hangman off the top rope. And here he comes. Whoa, Gianni Bianco nearly taken down by Mad Dog Mark McKay. He got out of the way in a hurry. Gianni Bianco, welcome to the ringside, Johnny. Mad Dog Mark McKay, hard right to the head of Gary Galaxy. A stomp to the midsection, a kick to the chest. Sylvia Strong, not sure whether she should engage or not. Mad Dog Mark McKay, a series of hard rights to the head of the RWL Cruiserweight Champion. Galaxy brought back up to his feet. The referee continues to count. Gary Galaxy brought back into the ring. Mad Dog Mark McKay in hot pursuit. Here we go. Gary Galaxy right there to greet him, but again, a clever escape from Mad Dog Mark McKay as he makes his way to the far corner, smashes Gary Galaxy's head into the turnbuckle. Gary counters with a forearm, makes the run for it. Here we go off the... Whoa! What a moonsault off the top rope from the prototype, and then as Sling Blade takes him down. A hard shot to the midsection. Mad Dog Mark McKay catching a... Oh, what a nasty neckbreaker across the knee of Gary Galaxy. The prototype stomps the arm of Mark McKay, takes himself all the way up to the top rope, drops the leg right across the throat, and immediately covers. One, but only just a one. Gary Galaxy moves in an overhand right to the head of Mark McKay. A rebound off the rope. What a flying kick right to the face of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay responds with a jawbreaker. Backs Gary Galaxy off. Galaxy whipped to the ropes. An elbow right to the face. And now Mad Dog Mark McKay in the driver's seat at the moment. Rolling elbow to the back of the Cruiserweight champion. Gianni Bianco trying to contain his excitement here. He does not get to ringside. This is the first time I've ever seen it. Gary Galaxy steps up for a reset, comes on back. Look at this, Mad Dog Mark McKay practically daring Gary Galaxy to take a shot at him. Escorts him to the far corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Gary Galaxy is busted open. Mad Dog Mark McKay has the champ. Oh, knocked him off the top turnbuckle onto the apron and onto the floor, and here he goes. Oh, well, that did not work out well. Mad Dog Mark McKay pretending he meant to do that, apparently. A stomp to the chest of Gary Galaxy, or two. Drives a knee into the head of Gary Galaxy, driving his face into the floor. Mad Dog Mark McKay pitches Galaxy towards the barricades. A blatant choke on the outside where it really doesn't matter. Gary Galaxy rounded up by Mad Dog Mark McKay. Galaxy responding with elbows. The referee leading with these guys to get us back inside the ring. Gary Galaxy again drives that knee right into the spiked neckbreaker. Gary Galaxy pitched towards the ring steps but doesn't quite get there. Mad Dog Mark McKay makes his way back into the ring, urging Gary Galaxy to get back in there. Gianni Bianco trying to rally the crowd here in Gainesville for the prototype. The Cruiserweight champion back up on his feet. His fist pumping, trying to encourage the fans to... Oh, here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay. Kick to the midsection. Winds it up, and there's a neckbreaker. On the outside, the referee resumes the count all over again. Rolls himself back inside the ring. Inviting Gary Galaxy to come on back, but Gary Galaxy is in bad shape at the moment. The referee urging him to get back inside. He is not even hearing it. McKay takes himself up to the top. Gary Galaxy finally making his way to a standing position. And, oh, misses with the fist drop. Perhaps high-risk maneuvers are not Mad Dog Mark McKay's field of specialty. Gary Galaxy makes his way back in, catches a running DDT from Mark McKay. McKay gathers Galaxy to his feet. Whoa, what a slap to the chest, and another, and a couple of rights into the bargain. McKay counters with some kicks to the leg of Gary Galaxy. A chop across the chest. A collar and elbow tie-up from Mad Dog Mark McKay, but Gary Galaxy counters with a series of elbows. Gary Galaxy walks up McKay. Hard Irish whip to the ropes, and whoa! Beautiful arm drag from Gary Galaxy. McKay from behind with a hard right. Miss Morse X encouraging Mad Dog Mark McKay to get this done quickly. And here we go. He's going for it. Here's a clever 1, 2, but only just a 2. Another near fall in this wild matchup. McKay gouging the face of the Cruiserweight champion. Gary Galaxy being escorted center ring rather forcefully by Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay winds it up. There's a cloverleaf. Stretching that leg, the knees. Mad Dog Mark McKay not letting it go either. Gary Galaxy looking like he's in some significant pain right here. McKay rounds him up. And look at this. A half crab. Mad Dog Mark McKay strategically working on the legs of the Cruiserweight champion. Gary Galaxy escapes that time, locks up McKay, winds it up, slams his head to the back of the canvas. Gary Galaxy tries to make it to the ropes, but no good. Mad Dog Mark McKay being taken towards the ropes by Gary Galaxy. Gary has him up, hangs him up off the top rope in the most brutal way possible. The Prototype working the crowd here in Gainesville. Miss Morse X got to be a little concerned. Whoa! Shoulder tackle puts McKay out on the floor again. Gary Galaxy slips on out. Rounds up McKay and a hard forearm drops him like a bad habit. Mad Dog Mark McKay on the out. Look at this. Gary Galaxy with a spinning neckbreaker. Galaxy rounds up McKay once more. And whoa, man, that was on. Wow. Gary Galaxy pulling out all the stops here in this first time ever encounter with Mad Dog Mark McKay. Makes his way back inside the ring now. Mad Dog Mark McKay looks like he's having some trouble here. Gary Galaxy got his target sighted. McKay standing himself up, and here we go. Whoa, flying kick right to the face of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Galaxy drives a knee into the elbow of Mad Dog Mark McKay. Oh, here we go. Gary Galaxy looks like he's hunting it. Here we go. Whoa, the neck breaker doesn't go. Oh, wow. Clothesline from McKay, followed up by a second one. And there's number 3, Mad Dog Mark McKay. Lit up here. Gary Galaxy in the far corner. Oh, a splash. And the Cruiserweight champion is down. McKay with his boot to the throat of Gary Galaxy. Galaxy spills out to the side. Here we go. Here's another cover. 1, 2, and another near fall. Gary Galaxy raising the left shoulder just in time here. Galaxy catches a leg drop from Mad Dog Mark McKay. Sylvia Strong and Gianni Bianco at ringside starting to look more than a little concerned as Mad Dog Mark McKay drags Gary Galaxy towards center ring again, follows it up with a stomp to the leg. Really working the legs of the Cruiserweight champion. McKay, a double axe handle across the back. Gary Galaxy trying to make it to the corner here. McKay right there watching him into the far corner. Headlock punch right to the face. Gary Galaxy is bleeding. Elbow to the midsection. McKay locked up by Gary. Whip to the ropes. Spinning kick. Takes him down center ring. Here's a cover hook the leg. 1, 2. And are you kidding me? Are you serious? What the actual hell? Wow. Mad Dog Mark McKay absolutely refusing to give up here. Gary Galaxy with a hard forearm takes him down. McKay steps out for a brief reset, rolls himself back inside. Let's see if it does any good. Uh-oh, this isn't good. Another cloverleaf, another possible submission. And Gary Galaxy's legs have taken already quite a bit of punishment. Gary with a hard right backs off McKay. Hobbles to his legs, his standing position. Galaxy whipped to the ropes. McKay ducks under a second time. Misses with his move and catches a running forearm from Gary Galaxy. Followed up with a series of hard right hands to the head. Mr. Markomania having some trouble here. Here's a moonsault off the ropes from the Cruiserweight champion. And now Gary Galaxy, bleeding, battered, and everything, but supremely confident at the present time. Miss Morse X urging McKay to get up. Gary Galaxy on the top turnbuckle, waiting for McKay to stand himself up. Here we go, flying kick right across the chest of Mark McKay. Gary follows it up with a driving knee into the elbow of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay trying to stand himself up. Gary Galaxy right there locks him up. Hard whip to the ropes. Here comes McKay, and whoa, what a neck breaker. What unbelievable. Here's a cover hook to the leg. 1, 2, 3, and what a matchup. Gary Galaxy defeats Mad Dog Mark McKay by pinfall.
The time, 10 minutes and 42 seconds. Your winner, Gary Galaxy.
Well, Mad Dog McKay has not suffered a loss in quite some time, but Gary Galaxy, the Prototype, the Cruiserweight champion, serves him one in their first time encounter this evening. that concludes tonight's first half of RWL Rage. The second hour when we return right after this.